me. I'm filled with gratitude to be invited and included to be here today, so thank you very much. Probably about 7 or 8 years ago, always felt like I was relatively grateful and was getting ready to teach a class with leaders. And one of the exercises was a gratitude exercise. And I thought, well, if I'm really going to be asking these people to take this class and do this experience with me, I need to think about gratitude. And I need to do the same thing that I'm going to be asking them to do. And I remember one day I went out and sat on my back porch and I heard the birds sing. And I thought to myself, how grateful am I to actually hear the bird singing? You know, it's not like I'd never heard a bird sing before, but what I hadn't done is I hadn't paid attention to it. I hadn't absorbed it. Now I go sit on my porch quite often or whenever I have time and sit and listen to the birds. And it's one of those moments that brings me back to thinking about how grateful I am, what gratitude I have for the life I live, the people I know, the city I live in, the work I do, whatever that looks like. So today I'd like for us to talk a little bit about gratitude. Gratitude is a state of mind. Imagine going to the radio and thinking about what type of music you want to select that day. Gratitude is that choice that you get to select. So before we get started, we all have stuff in our world that's kind of bogging us down at the moment. There are index cards on every single table as well as a pen. I'd like for you to grab an index card and a pen and go ahead and write down what problem is burdening you right now. Okay, what I'd like for you to do is you fold your card in half, stand up, and go give that card to somebody else that you don't know. They're not going to read it, I promise. Okay, when you get back to your table, there is an envelope on every single table. Put those burdens in that envelope, and I am going to take those envelopes. I am taking your problems away for the next 45 minutes. What gratitude takes is a little bit of attention. And remember I said I had never really paid attention to the birds singing? I'd heard them, sure. But now it just takes a little bit of attention. It takes mindfulness. Gratitude changes the giver. When you give gratitude, you are vulnerable and you are authentic. Vulnerability and being authentic takes you getting inside of yourself. So now I'm going to ask you to get up and find somebody that you do not know. Okay, what's going to happen is the person who has their hand up is going to go first. I'm going to set the timer for 1 minute. That person is going to talk about themselves, what they are grateful for about themselves to the other person for 1 minute. The other person is not going to say anything. You are not asking questions. The only thing you may say to the other person is that they get stalled or stopped. You may say, tell me more. Let me have your attention again, please. Okay, those people that just talk, shake it off. Shake it off, okay? Now what you're going to do is you are switching roles. If you were just the listener, you are going to be the talker. You are going to have 1 minute. If you get stalled, they are going to say what? Tell me more. Okay. Shake your partner's hand and head back to your seat. So one last activity, and then I'm going to have you just talk about this as your table, as your aha moment. So every table has a little set of cards, okay? You'll take one and pass. So empowerful, word I made up. It's about empowering and inspiring ourselves and others to achieve. So what I'd like for you to do is just to write a quick note to someone that you'll give to them one day when you see them, or put it in the mail to them, whatever that looks like, on how they helped you get where you are today, on what it is you appreciate about them, what you're grateful for about them. And now to start to wrap up this, what you're going to do is you're just going to talk at your table, share an aha moment, tell people what you're grateful for. Start to voice it out loud, because when we can start to use our voices, it starts to solidify in our minds.
That's the one
Yeah, for me, I can't remember the full title.
Heard lots of great conversations around this room, but I heard something I hadn't heard before, and it really excited me, and I'm sure you all have lots of things to share. But for our closing minute, would you please stand up and introduce yourself and talk about what you and your husband have done in the past around gratitude?
I'm Glenna Morris, and in order to inspire more gratitude in our family. My husband and I, we take a gratitude walk in the morning. It didn't have to be real long, but on the walk we would tell each other the things that we were grateful for in our life. And it kind of set the tone for the day and made you appreciate things more and made you drop some of the other stuff. Not worry about it so much.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. I have so much gratitude for all of you today. Thank you for sharing with each other, being open to be vulnerable in a hopefully a safe room. I'm going to destroy your burdens. I'm not going to read them, I promise. I will put them through the shredder. I want to thank you all for being here, for we and the Citrus Club for including me and inviting me. And thank you all. Give yourselves a round of applause.